Years ago, I briefly co-hosted a morning drive radio show in Los Angeles, which brought me into contact with Larry Elder, the conservative radio talk show host who is leading the Republican PAC to replace Governor Gavin Newsom in the state's misguided recall election. I was on the short-lived KTZN AM 710. Elder was a rising star on our sister station, KBC AM 790, with which we shared studios. Once, at the end of my show, he came into the studio and asked if he could touch my hair. It was weird and unexpected, which is why it was so memorable. Now, as I read allegations by his ex-fiancée about his marijuana use, I wonder if he could have just been high and transfixed by my blow-up. Anyway, this was more than 20 years ago, when Rush Limbaugh was the biggest name in talk radio, his grievance-driven style a perfect match for his conservative, racist and sexist take on politics. Liberals and moderates gravitated to national public radio. Choleric conservatives gravitated to talk radio. It was a time when many a commercial radio talk show host held up a finger to the wind and concluded, hey, maybe being conservative is the way to go. I don't think Elder's identification as a conservative is contrived. He told the San Jose Mercury News that he hasn't voted for a Democrat since Jimmy Carter ran in 1976. Elder was in the right place at the right time, and the conservative world loves nothing more than a black man insisting that racism is a thing of the past. He is a gifted talker whose talents are well suited to his role as a contrarian. As my colleague Gene Guerrero pointed out the other day, Elder can't see racism even when it hits him in the face like a slap. He said that the first year after he got a driver's license, police stopped him between 75 and 100 times, she wrote. To what does he attribute this obvious harassment? He argues the stops happened because he looked young. Mind you, Elder graduated from Crenshaw High School in 1970, 5 years after the Watts Rebellion, during an era when the LAPD behaved as an occupying force in black neighborhoods of the city. In a recent news conference with opinion journalists from newspapers around the state, the Sacramento Bee's Jack Oman aptly described the loquacious Elder's speaking style as your torrent of words. It's too bad you can hardly believe anything he spouts. Elder has a special talent for dredging up headlines, news stories and studies he claims prove his talking points. Yet, more often than not, if you scratch the surface by, say, actually reading the stories and polls he cites, his disingenuous arguments crumble. For instance, as an opponent of the minimum wage, Elder often cites a 1987 New York Times editorial that was headlined, "The Right Minimum Wage, $0. Oh.